afternoon, everybody. Buenos dias. And it is time for some Diddler Cup racing. We are here at Darlington's cheaper Mexican facsimile, El Darlington, here in El Darlington, Mexico. My name is Chip Chapman. I'm here for IRM Sports, and we are here for the Diddler Cup racing series. We got race number 17 of our 20 race inaugural season. I am joined, as always, made it through customs just like I did, by South Tucson short track specialist, Lightning Lord Shivers.
Hola, donde esta la biblioteca?
You know, we've been brushing up on our Espanol on the very short flight over here. I only got a couple of. I was studying the Rosetta Stone, and I thought there'd be more rocks involved with that, but nonetheless, we are ready for La Muchacha de Negra.
To your cars.
Yes, that translates into the lady in black beans.
Yeah, now I tried to translate it to something else that might have been a little more offensive, but I was quickly corrected the minute I said it out loud on the plane. But nonetheless, we've got a big race today. We are going to see how the points race is going to shape up. Paul Alcohol is still your leader in the points race. He is at 1,713 points. Joe John Winchester, 1646 behind him, and a whole mess of people. It's a big pack between 2 and 6, and then it starts to drop off a little bit more, but Paul Alcohol could start to pull away with this inaugural season.
And that's the thing. He had a fine race there. Came back through all sorts of adversity last time we saw us here at Tupelo Speedway. But this is going to be a whole different ball game, because while this may be Darlington's cheaper Mexican facsimile, they still did a pretty good job to recreate the old original. It's got an abrasive surface. It's got an oblong shape. And of course, you got to experience the thrill of racing side by side and picking yourself up a nice El Stripe del Darlington.
A little strap for those who don't hablo.
Now that's of course El Nino may be Spanish for the Nino, but any way you slice it here, racing is a universal language. And we're going to treat you, and of course, so is free pizza. That's what we're playing for right here.
Absolutely. It is 200 laps for free pizza. We're going 74 today, but 200, a nice round number sounds nicer when we name these things. We kind of have them name them before. We ask the sponsors to name them, and then we kind of just say, well, hell, we're doing as many laps as we feel we need to do anyway. So 74 laps today, but it is 200 laps for free pizza. And Lord and I have been sampling some of this free pizza before we went on the air, and I got to say, it is pretty dang good. I don't know if they imported it or if they just mastered the art of pizza making down here as well. But I was just looking at the box. It's Papacito Juan? Papa Juan? Yes,
and of course, Papacito Juan, of course, great philanthropist, does great work in the sports community. He delivers all of his pizzas in his 1972 Chevrolet Vega.
That he does, that Vega. And it's Papa Juan himself, which as Lloyd was nice enough to tell me, translates to Potato John. So old Potato John here is going to be bringing some free pizza to the winner of this race. I think we probably should go through the starting grid, should we not?
Absolutely. That sounds like a great idea.
All right, here we go. This is, you saw, if you followed us on Twitter, you saw who is on our poll. It is El Matador Toto Rosanna for 200 laps for free pizza. El Matador Toto Rosanna on the front with Big Daddy Thibodeau, pair of Dodge Stratuses, the Air Supply number 75 and the number 62 Tucson. On row 2, it's Otto Bott in that number 69 car.
Nice.
Along with Fat Darrell in the 66 Are You Hungry car, our winner from last race. Bowie Jessup is a top 10 driver. He's on row 3 with Ricky Walton. That is Joey Rochester in the WCW Universe Roadblock car, number 49, along with Jean-Paul Henry in that Ludger Beer Bombs Chevy. Jeff Shanice in the number 38 Jeff Chinese car, along with Burt McKitchen. Good qualifying effort for Burt McKitchen, that Pontiac Bonneville. Harry Gunn on row 6, along with Jasper Cuddy-Sark. And on row 7, Kevin Boner Pillman in that Dongerex Injectapen Chevy Prism, along with Elmer Twist in that number 99 Slapmart Pontiac. Giacomo on row 8 in that number 4 Kiss War Machine Ford Pinto, along with Rusty Arcana in the LOA Dodge Stratus number 12. That's Jimmy Poots on row 9 in the Filthy Boys number 90 car, along with Joe John Winchester, 2-time winner this season in that Just Guns car and second in the points. Right behind them, Jim Blossoms in that number 11 KFC I Had the Most car, and Paul Alcohol, our points leader, who has also got 2 wins so far this season. That's Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Driver on row 11 with Richard Blood, who's been falling down the points. Morris Mayfield on row 12 in the 00 Niles Darby's car, along with Cotton Stuff by in that 17 Ford Pinto. Woo Bala on row 13, along with Ennio Sparini. Problems with the car, number 28, that Dodge Stratus. Jeff Gordon, the horse, on row 14 with Reverend Pastor Chavez. And Paul Walker in that Box of Wine number 2 Chevy Prism with Blind Bob McGee in the Molested Pig Barbecue number 44 car on row 15. And at the back of the field, it is B.D. Joseph in the number 21 Legal Bet for RealMoney.gov car with Stumpy Lane, that number 9 Gumboo's Chevy Prism. So, with that being said, they are already off and going. Oh my goodness, I should have probably paused that. Let's go a little inside there. I probably should have paused that, huh?
Oh, that's fine here. Damas y caballeros, enciende tus motores.
There we go.
They're just very excited for that free pizza.
They really are. They're so excited about that. We didn't even have time to pray. So, Nombre del Padre y del Hijo y Espiritu Santos and El Hijo del Santo. Amen. And we're going to go ahead and say that's the case. And we are seeing, now, Lord, as they are taking these cars out, tell me, what are the important things, and now we have to do go over it again, what are the important things to know about El Darlington, which is absolutely very similar to the real Darlington Raceway?
Of course, you got, it's a fast track, it's very narrow, there's about one line of groove through the corners here, and it's so physically demanding on all the drivers here. It's demanding on the cars as well.
We're seeing El Matador Toto Rosanna is taking a very low line. I don't know if that's... If he's heading down to the pits, he is heading to the pits. Something has gone wrong with El Matador Toto Rosanna.
Oh my idea.
This could be very interesting. Well, we'll get back to that in just a second. But ladies and gentlemen, grab a hold of something oblong, strap it on, and let's go diddling.
Es una maldita carrera de autos, baby.
It is a goddamn auto racing Autobahn in that number 69 car. It's going to start things off and bringing them around, and they are going fast already, and we are seeing a nice line being taken. That's Bowie Jessup right behind him. Let's see if Autobahn can hold on to it and lead a lap on this.
As I understand it, they have mixed martial artist legend Dwayne De Recha up there in the Bowie Jessup pits there. As I understand it, he is a guest of honor for that team, and he is rolling down that very bonito number 69 car of Autobahn.
That is bonito. I should have made a separate paint scheme. It said bonito for that one.
Oh, that's fine here. They didn't even have enough paint for all that.
No, they didn't, but Autobahn is going to lead the first lap and pull away from this field. Now, is this something we're typically seeing? Is that we're starting to see him stretch out. Are these cars going to start reeling themselves back in? What do we expect to see in this race here? Because we're seeing 1, 2, and 3 kind of pull away, and there's a big pack starting at 4 with Joey Rochester and Big Daddy Thibodeau.
This is a real driver's track. Of course, it all comes down to the skill and how well they can manage their equipment for 74 miles. Probably not well, let's face it. You know these boys are dumb as hell every time they drive out here.
Well, they're going to do something stupid. Somebody is going to do something very stupido.
Yes. Si se puede.
And looks like Big Daddy Thibodeau, and that's possibly Fat Darrell taking the low line. Again, they're going to go ahead and pass on Joey Rochester, and Big Daddy Thibodeau, BDT, is going to go ahead and pull into 4th place, coming around Autobahn already. And that looks like that is El Matador Toto Rosanna, who, we were talking off air about how much of a problem lap traffic is going to be. I don't think we were expecting to see it this soon.
Yeah, And the thing is, I think they might have sorted out all the problems here with El Matador Toto Rosanna's car. If he can just get in the way, we know he's got the and he's ducked out of the way.
He's already a lap down, 5 laps into this 74-lap course, and Autobahn has already gained a second over the second-place car, which now has that buffer of the 75 Air Supply car in the way. Bowie Jessup 1.1 seconds behind Autobahn, but not a lot of people to draft with. Maybe he can use the El Matador Toto Rosanna's car to get a draft off him.
Yeah, now, we know that car was quick from time trials here because it did set the fastest time. I just don't know how fragile that car is going to be.
Yeah, we're not really sure what exactly happened that caused them to go into the pits, but nonetheless, that could be a vital drafting partner. Now again, your expertise on El Darlington, how important is drafting on this 1.3 mile speedway?
You can get a good toe off of these front and back straightaways, but really comes down to how smooth you are through these corners. Like I said, this track surface is notoriously abrasive, and the folks down here at El Darlington, they decided they wanted to replicate the original track surface here in South Carolina. So what they did was they just added a whole bunch more potholes.
Nice. That's all we love to see. We love to see those potholes that really can cause problems. We're seeing Burt McKitchen right now sitting in 8th place, and they're really starting to stretch out here, so maybe we're going to start seeing some problems once they hit those lap-down cars. And ain't that beautiful just to see all those cars just right on by like that.
There's pride on the line. There's a championship on the line, and most importantly, there is free pizza on the line from Padre Juan's.
Yes, Papa Juan himself, Potato John, just giving us some free pizza to sample. And I gotta say, it's pretty good. It ain't that bad. And these boys are gonna be racing for that free pizza right now. Getting that free pizza, it would be our leader. That is Autobahn.
Bonito.
Nice, in that 69 NASCAR.
Bonito.
And gotta wonder, again, it's a complete mystery to us why El Matador Toto Rosanna had to pit. I don't know if maybe they picked up something on the track and maybe had to change a tire unexpectedly. You're saying how abrasive of a track, all those potholes. Maybe you hit one and they had to turn the tire over, without even riding a single lap, and now he's in dead last.
As I understand it, there were also some thumbtacks laid over from yesterday's Perros Del Mal show.
Oh, that's fantastically hardcore, and I appreciate that. That's the thing. We were worried if we couldn't get this race off today due to weather or any sort of issues, we'd have had a lot of problem. They actually have a karaoke race tomorrow, which would have prevented us from running this. And then Tuesday might have been trouble. We may not have been able to get this race off until Wednesday if we weren't able to get it right now. So we're very happy to hear about that we got this race off because, again, they booked this track solid, whether it's for racing or karaoke or the lucha of the Libras.
And usually you just go to Japan for that kind of stuff here, but we bring it right to your screen every week on the Diddler Cup Racing
They
series.
do. I understand Dios Mio might be even running something later this year at El Darlington. I mean, I don't really know, but they're talking about it. They got Perros Del Mal. Then they might have Dios Del Mios.
Oh, that is fantastic. I cannot wait to see that.
And of course, I learned Perros Del Mal means dogs of the bad.
That is true. That is absolutely true. You look it up. Well, shoot out through a tunnel. Look who's coming up.
That is Jean-Paul Henry, like a lightning bolt coming through. And I'm not entirely certain what ended up happening that got him this close, but he is shot forward, and he is rocketed past Bowie Jessup. I didn't even see what happened there. And he's going to make the pass on Autobahn right now. Jean-Paul Henry, 5th in the points, is going to lead this race if he can complete the pass.
Oh, he's driving like he's got the paparazzi following him. Jean-Paul Henry is surging through the field right now. I'll tell you what, how did he get through this path?
He is going to take the lead at lap 14 from Autobahn. And I think that El Matador Toto Rosanna is going to be following Jean-Paul Henry right now.
Autobahn slid up the track as they went into turns 1 and 2. That's not going to be good for the handling car. I feel like once you get out of the groove on this track. Once you get out of that main groove, there's just no grip on that outside line.
So that might be why we're seeing a lot of these cars just following in one line right behind each other, is because they know how important it is to keep that line.
I mean, it may just be by chance. And, of course, having this green line painted all the way across the track, it really does help out the drivers here know where they're going. Because imagine if they don't have it, they probably just drive it right in, oblong into that turn one wall.
Honestly, they probably just drive in the infield and kill much more people than we kill on a regular basis in these crowds.
Oh, my goodness. And that's before we count in the trans-saturated fats here of this free pizza.
Yeah, free pizza. It is being handed out by everybody, which is really unfortunate because these drivers don't realize all they got to do is attend the race and get some free pizza, but they're saying, hell, we're going to race for it.
But that's the thing. We didn't tell them about it. We wanted to give these boys some incentive.
And they are dumb as hell. Is that Jeff Shanice falling off the pace? What in the world is happening there?
Oh,
so he might have picked something up. Again, the track is causing so much trouble. That's definitely an unscheduled pit stop for Jeff Shanice.
Oh, it's getting bad there for Jeff.
Let's kind of keep an eye on this right now. If we see anything else happening, we'll let you know. But certainly 16 laps in is not a scheduled pit stop. We are seeing him drop. We're going to keep an eye on what's going on with that car.
And I know these boys ain't smart enough to try an extreme undercutting strategy here.
Well, they are changing tires on that.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got potholes, thumbtacks. The surface is like sandpaper on the real track.
And hell, we threw a couple of strands of barbed wire around.
Oh, the barbed wire is what gives it that festive flavor.
It really does. And Jean-Paul Henry still leads this, and Jeff Shanice going to come off of pit road. I might be a lap down now. We're going to see what's going on with him.
I don't think anybody's told him about the free pizza yet. I think it might be a conflict of interest.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. The longer this race goes, the more they're in the pit. They are going to learn that there might be free pizza if you don't race, and they may lose that incentive, especially if their race might be over, like we're seeing possibly with Jeff Shanice, who's just not having a good day.
Yeah, this is a pretty entertaining battle here towards the back of the field between Ineos Marini, a two-time winner this year, and Rusty Arcana, another former winner at this.
We've seen Rusty Arcana win it as well. We're seeing right now it's Kevin Boner-Pillman and Blind Bob McGee. Again, these are the back of the field. And B.D. Joseph, Ricky Walton, he fell back, I think. He was starting pretty high up there. I don't know what happened to his car. Yes, if I recall, he was starting in row 3.
Yeah, it's just not been a good race. This race has really turned to Temecula Dirte.
The whole season for that Temecula Dirt car has really been unfortunate. He's sitting in 14th place right now. His real highlight was winning that qualifier in the All-Star race, the Rex Extravaganza. But nonetheless, something to hang your hat on for that 32 team. I think that's more than a lot of other drivers in this series can say. So, maybe they can bounce back, figure out what they're going to do. Get Ricky Walton some good equipment maybe, and try to figure out what's happening there.
And of course, it is silly season. We've got new sponsors lined up, potentially some new teams entering in.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what's going on. Might be some. Again, we're talking about the silly season, and really the entire season is silly season here in the Diddler Cup.
Off-season DUI fatalities. That I think is going to be the big thing that really shakes this silly season up.
No doubt about that. Warrants for arrest, bail negotiations, all sorts of things like that. But we got
warrants
sponsors
for cherry pie.
Yeah, absolutely we do. We're looking right now, by the way, at our points leader, who is Paul Alcohol, the number 35 Bathhouse Gyms Bathtub Gin 35 car.
He's up there in the 14th place, and that's a pretty good effort so far from Paul Alcohol. Again, we've seen him just kind of manage these races later in the season. He doesn't need to be.
No doubt about that.
Never race.
He's going to drop to 30. He's going to drop to 15th, hiding behind Morris Mayfield in that 00 car. But he's got a good pack to run with. He's got Jim Blossoms and Morris Mayfield, who are two cars that I think one of them just wouldn't care if Paul passed him. The other one is probably going to drive himself right into the dang wall, and Paul's going to pass him easily. So that's a good group to ride with. You got Woo Ba Bala right behind him, who is going to gun it. So this is a good field to be looking at. You know, I'm looking at the points going into this race, and I think the biggest concern.
Firma la petition.
Sign the petition is the translation there, and I think our two big winners, if the field stands the way it is, are going to be Bowie Jessup right now, who is driving all by his lonesome in 4th place. And that's got to be really hard to do. There's nobody really close in front of you, which would be Big Daddy Thibodeau in 3rd place, about 2 seconds ahead of you. And you got Jasper Kudisark 1.3 seconds behind you, so you don't really want to slow it up and let yourself get past, but you want to get a drafting partner to get you a little bit closer to the front of that field. So Bowie Jessup currently sits in 3rd place, and if I do the math real quickly, that's 81 points off the lead. He's not gonna if the field stays the way it does. I don't think he's not gonna move. He may move into 2nd place, but he's not gonna go into 1st. But he may, at least close some ground with 3 races to go. Jean-Paul Henry is going to be a big winner here. I think he might leapfrog up to 2nd if he was to win this race, because those 5 bonus points for leading the lap as well.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and Jean-Paul Henry, ever since he got to the front of this field.
And we're seeing Paul Alcohol. He's currently in 13th place, so those are some of the numbers to really keep an eye on. We're going to see, if you're watching us here on the IRM network. Again, thank you wherever you are in the world watching us. If you're watching us live, you're checking us out on demand on our YouTube page. Thank you for that. But again, we want to give you, with the season now, 4 races to go till the finals, 4 races to go till we crown our first ever champion. We want to tell you who to be watching for, especially if the race kind of just settles in and there's not a lot of action going on. We want to tell you here's the things to keep an eye on. Right now, your points leader is Paul Alcohol, who sits in 12th place. You can see on the left side of your screen that number 35 car. We're going to go ahead and put him up on camera right now. That 35 car, that silver car, has won 2 races so far this season. He is your points leader. He is one to watch right now as he sits in 12th place, and he's got a little bit of space between 11th and 13th. So he's looks like he's been catching up on that War Machine right now. That is his unofficial racing team partner. We might be seeing some racing teams getting formed, by the way, next season as well. So we're seeing that number 4 Kiss War Machine, because again, what goes better with Kiss than some cold gin? And that is a good drafting partner for Paul Alcohol, sitting in 12th place. I think maybe his alliance of Giacomo may have just dropped back to help drag him along. Giacomo's sitting in 11th place in the points as well as in this race. So maybe his season may not be hinging on a championship, but it's been a good season for that loosely aligned racing team. 3 wins in total for those 2 drivers. That's pretty dang good.
That is fantastic. And just because they're not the biggest team doesn't mean they can't be the loudest and make the most noise here this season.
I think War Machine Racing might have to be the team name.
Yep, stay tuned to that, folks. Be sure to tune in to your social media outlets, to your third-rate J-Ski competitors.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to. We gotta come up with a name of who our J-Ski is gonna be. Might just be Beaumont.com, and it's just Beaumont just randomly just spouting out nonsense.
And be sure to tune into the bi-weekly Dick Pick of the Week feature.
Oh, God.
It's a sideways DM.
Oh, we're breaking down the 4th wall here, and I don't give a shit right now. But again, it's talking about the points race for the championship. That is one of the cars to watch right now. And he's got some good drafting partners. He has been caught up by his teammate, basically, Giacomo. He's going to see if Giacomo is going to drag him ahead of this number 20, Burt McKitchen, and that Slips Red Hot Pizza car.
And I can tell you that the folks at Slips Red Hot Pizza are furious that they did not get the deal here to supply the free pizza.
That's true.
This is the 200 laps for free pizza. They feel like they were undercut by Papa Juan's.
Yeah, Potato John runs a good deal, man. He knows how to do that. But we're seeing, actually, Burt may be hanging around with him. I mean, again, the drafting of 3 cars versus 2 is going to give you that little bit extra push, and maybe Bert's just going along for the ride, and they are just switching off positions. That might just be to kind of conserve fuel, to kind of like when you see like in a bicycle race, who's pulling the load, and they don't got no bicycles, they got heavy machinery cars.
That's true. You don't get points for hitting them on the crosswalks.
No, you don't. Not at all this time. But we're seeing a 3-way of drafting, and that might be a little bit kinky, but that might be a smart strategy for Paul Alcohol. Just keep the car on all 4 wheels. We are 34 laps into this 74-lap race. Jean-Paul Henry has pulled away as your leader. He's got nearly 3 seconds on Autobahn in that 69 car. Bonito indeed. And Jean-Paul Henry started this race in 5th place, but again, he was only 22 points away from 2nd place. And when you're looking at who 2nd place was, he's down in 22nd right now. Oh man. And we're seeing Bowie Jessup is still hanging around there in 6th. Reverend Pastor Chavez, he's down in 20th. So I think we're going to see big winners today are going to be Jean-Paul Henry and Bowie Jessup as things stand. They might be running up into 2 and 3, and I think Bowie Jessup may have stayed in 3rd if Jean-Paul Henry may have leapfrogged him. But I think they might be leaving guys like Reverend Pastor Chavez, Joe John Winchester, Richard Blood, who I'm seeing. Oh, no, Richard Blood's in 5th. Richard Blood might be making a good run today and staying in contention and maybe moving up a little bit with them. He may move up to 4th place if everything kind of shakes out right now. Wubai Bala, he's down in 23rd. Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Driver's in 15th right now. He's sitting in 8th in the points. Stumpy Lane, he had a really hard... He started at the back of the field. He's in 19th. That's a pretty good recovery. And Jeff Shanice, who we already know, his race kind of came to a stutter stop pretty early on. Had an unscheduled pit stop. And
now, how do you think the pizza is at Jeff's Chinese? That's what I want to know.
If they do one of them buffets, then you know that's like I'm starting my meal with a slice and I'm ending it with a slice. Except when I end it with a slice, I make sure I top it with like those banana slices with the weird red like drizzle sauce on it, and then I just go over to that like soft serve machine and I just kind of let down the lever and I just coat that slice in some soft serve, some bananas, and some Mr. Red syrup.
That's true. I do like the mystery dessert option here because it could be cream cheese wontons, it could be crab rangoon.
You never do know.
Things of that nature.
The things of that nature, I agree on that one. I think that's a well. Speaking of Fat Darrell, we got Fat Darrell. Someone mentioned the Fat Darrell special. Fat Darrell is having a good race after winning a couple days ago over at Tupelo.
But look at all this girth coming out of turn 4. You got Fat Darrell and you got the Snatch Bandit Harry Gunn.
Harry Gunn himself.
You are racing for an 8th place here.
And they are racing for 8th place. They might be just racing to try to reel in Jimmy Poots in that number 90 car, who looks like he's all by his lonesome. And Bowie Jessup has just dropped down. We're going to go check out Richard Blood, what's going on there, because Richard Blood seems to have just passed Bowie Jessup and taken 5th place.
Bowie Jessup, something might be going on here. This car may be fading down in the long run. And again, we are coming back to the point where we are going to start to see some green flag pit stops unless we get a caution here in the next few laps.
And I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a caution yet with some of the reckless ways these guys are driving. But, oh, good God, you see that right there? Did somebody hit the wall? You see those skid marks?
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness gracious.
We're seeing a lot of straps that came around somewhere.
And speaking of skid marks, folks, if you want to prevent skid marks on your daily commute, be sure to trust the official diaper of the Diddler Cup Racing Series. That's Reshark, reusable adult diaper.
Restart your day with Reshark. I've been hearing from the Reshark people. They might be a sponsor next year.
That's indeed. They want to increase the brand activation.
Absolutely.
Of course, they already have an official deal where they supply adult diapers to every one of the drivers here. Because let's face it, when you get to drinking that much before the wheel, you are bound to run into some incontinence problems.
No doubt about it. We are seeing that is Jeff Shanice And look out, you know, we're not surprised we see those straps on the wall. And again, we saw those skid marks right there. So I don't know who maybe went right into the wall. We didn't have a single yellow flag for it. Rusty Arcana looks like he is a lap down as well.
Yeah, that's Jean-Paul Henry trying to cut through this traffic, and he's already done a good job of that, and that's very critical if he wants to put some more distance between him and the field.
Yeah, he wants to kind of coast his way to victory here, and it looks like he might be doing that.
They just got to make one more pit stop. If they execute it perfectly, they're going to be well on their way to winning. They got about a 3.6-second lead over Autobahn in that number 69.
Nice, Bonito.
Bonito.
And that's the thing we got to watch here. This is an interesting strategy. Is it looks like almost without saying anything, it looks like Jean-Paul Henry may have taken Jeff Chanisse along with him, because Jeff Chanisse, remember, qualified pretty well, has a fast car, made that unscheduled pit stop that put him at the back of the field. And look at this, that is a strong car that became a lap down that is now pushing along our leader, and you can see how the interval is starting to expand. He's now 4 seconds in the lead on Autobahn. It's a great strategy from Jean-Paul Henry to see that.
And as the ancient Aztec warriors once said, "Quieres comer tu culo?"
I think they said that. That was like a war cry.
Yes, that is indeed. As I understand here, if you go to certain parts in the red light district in La Ciudad, as they call it down here, I mean that's just a way to get you some snatch right there.
That's true. And then those most likely because they're going to mistaken you for an Aztec warrior, who of course, you know, I understand they used to fight in a temple all the time, just fighting in a temple.
Yeah, and there was a big disembodied head, and a guy named Kirk was there to oversee all the action.
That there was. And I understand Lorenzo Lamas was there for a little bit, too.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Lorenzo Lamas. God damn, is he a great actor. If you tell me anybody on God's green earth is a better actor than Mr. Lorenzo Lamas, I'm going to call you a motherfucking liar.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Are we forgetting Barry Pepper's performance as the late great Dale Earnhardt Sr. in the movie 3?
Yeah, I'm just saying Lorenzo Lamas probably could have taken that role too.
Alfonso Ribeiro, not only was he a great actor, he was a damn good race car driver. You go look it up.
Maybe that's why he got it. Maybe that's why he got the role then, and I think that's probably fair. But we are seeing right now Bowie Jessup. Man, he's been falling off the pace, but he stayed in 7th place. He's behind Jimmy Poots now in that number 90 Filthy Boys Dodge Stratus. Sorry, I had to look down at my notes to remember what kind of make and model that car is. A Dodge Stratus. A couple of Dodges. It looks like we're seeing Bowie. What is going on? Is Bowie going to be dropping down? Are they making some pit stops now?
Yeah, I think we're about to get to the start of this pit window, and not a moment too soon.
We're seeing a couple of cars hitting pit road now.
Yeah, that's as the start of the pit window. Bowie Jessup's car was starting to fall off a little bit. Of course, Dwayne DeRacha, their special guest of honor, MMA legend. Of course, he's surprised at seeing all this many left turns.
No doubt about that. He's so confused. He doesn't understand that at all. Jean-Paul Henry stuck out another lap, and he's going to be coming in with looks like BD Joseph.
Oh my goodness, Cotton Stuff Body. We saw a big cloud of smoke up there.
And we got a yellow flag here, so this might be very interesting right now. Yellow flag. Looks like Cotton Stuff Body was the... Well, we had a lap 49 crash. No idea who that was involving.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I saw smoke as Cotton Stuff Body was coming around the track here with my eagle eyes. I have eyes all over the speedway. Don't tell anybody about the security cameras I installed because I don't want anybody trying to take my stash of AR-15s while I'm over the border. Damn it!
Okay, that's fair enough. And what that has done is maybe turned this... oh, good God! Oh, good God! Let's head back. What happened there? El Menor Toto Rosanna and Jasper Cuttisar coming off of pit road got into one another.
Oh, my God!
This is absolutely chaotic.
These boys are dumb as hell.
They are dumb as hell. Oh, they're coming onto pit road. Oh, the two of them are coming onto pit road. Here's Paul Alcohol along with them. I have no idea what is happening right now. But we are at a yellow flag, lap 49.
And suddenly, this 200 laps for free pizza has shrunk down from actually 74 laps for free pizza and about a 20-lap sprint by the time they clean this mess up.
We're seeing Big Daddy Thibodeau finally going into pit road, wanted to get those 5 points. He is currently 15th in the points race. We're seeing El Matador Torozana. Don't know if he actually made it to pit road before.
Oh my goodness, Autobahn's car, it's all bent up on the front end.
It is. What in the world is happening there?
Oh my goodness, that is no Estoy Bonito.
No S Bonito. Indeed, we're going to kind of get a better look at that car when we see it kind of coming out. We're going to have a new leader here under caution.
Oh, that just isn't nice for Autobahn after the day they were having.
Had such a good day, and they are still on pit road. It looks like they might be out of this race. Yeah, they are out of this race. There is an accident involving the 69 car.
And that was not nice.
And that is his day. That ends his day. He is on the trailer. Oh, cannot catch a break, can that 69 team? That absolutely breaks my heart, because you saw how good they were running all day, and that's really unfortunate for Autobahn and for that 69 team.
The Niowa Starbits crew also might be having some issues with their machine. We can reset this here once we get this field all shaken out here. Chip, just as a quick disclaimer here, since this is the 200 lap free pizza here, what is your favorite pizza toppings?
Freedom.
That's true.
Oh, but like an actual one to eat. Man, you know, I'm a red-blooded, heterosexual man who lives in the South. And I gotta tell you, I love some big sausage on my pizza.
Oh, that's just the best.
It absolutely is.
I'm quite partial to I'm quite partial to a lot of things. You know, sometimes I like just a nice, just a standard cheese pizza, but you know, sometimes I spice it up a little bit with a little bit of anchovy and pineapple. You know, just get out there live life on the edge, basically.
I do like some anchovies. I do like me some anchovies on my pizza. I'm not gonna lie, that's a good option. You know, I went to one of them fancy places that does like your non-conventional toppings, like vegetables, and I kind of questioned that. I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah,
but they gave me a piece that had. You know, get this. Did you know goats can have cheese? You can make cheese out of goats.
No. I thought you just made wool out of goats.
Well, I don't know about that, but it had this thing called goat cheese, and it had a meat on it. It was like really like deli sliced. It was like prosciutto, and I don't know what it was. You know, it sounded like a fever dream I had, but it ate pretty dang good.
Now didn't prosciutto play like left field for the Braves for like a season back there a couple of years ago?
Anthony Prosciutto, yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It must have been some other name for it. Anthony Prosciutto played for the Bars.
Oh, that he did. I think I remember that now. Boy, that kid was not good at fielding the ball.
That's okay. He was dumb as hell. Just like these drivers, and we were still seeing caution out. Keep an eye on where the pace car is going. We see the lap down cars get the line up there.
Lee Corso made the trip down to Mexico.
He
Mascot did. Hats and everything.
We didn't even have to get his cheaper Mexican equivalent, El Corso. He's just hitting the luchador mask as El Corso. That's so stupid. That's so fucking stupid. You know what? That's what he did. He actually just threw a luchador mask on and calls himself El Corso. So yeah, good point. Lights are out on the pace car. So we're going to see when El Corso takes that dangerous veer left into the pits. So this might be the last lap of yellow flag racing. And like you said, Lloyd, we're going to have about 22 laps, oh man, of a sprint to the finish line. And it looks like Jean-Paul Henry still your leader.
Yes, indeed. Now, he's got to fight through some cars that are off the lead lap, though. You see, the pace car is leading around. Jim Blossom's and Richard Blood, they're not on the lead lap here.
No, Richard Blood will be put a lap down. There goes El Corso himself.
It's like a springboard plancha with no hands.
And here we go. Good view for this. Let's see it as we get it going. 22 laps to go. Oh, man, it's going to be Jim Blossoms leading the lap down cars. Richard Blood trying to stay on the lead lap.
And how are the leaders going to cope with all of this?
And that is the thing. That beautiful lead that Jean-Paul Henry at one point had,
it's now gone.
It is absolutely gone. It's down to 0.4 seconds. And he's got Cotton Stuff Body a lap down behind him, and you see how they file right in. They know how important this line is to hold.
Oh, indeed. Now it's going to be a matter of Jean-Paul Henry. Can he get past the cars?
Got Cotton Stuff Body looking low on him, trying to get back on the lead lap, and he is. It looks like Jean-Paul Henry just led a couple of cars. Look at Big Daddy Thibodeau who's going to try to lead this race. Big Daddy Thibodeau has left Jean-Paul Henry off of the main line, off of that groove, and Big Daddy Thibodeau has taken the lead once they come around with 20 to go.
This is fine racing. This is fine racing. Excuse me. Give me a second. Oh, man, that is good Corona right there.
That is fair. I double fist the Dos Equis, so I call it a Quattro Equis. And you know, and look at this. We got a whole lot of racing happening. Joe John Winchester in second place in the points is right behind Paul Alcohol, who is leading in the points, and they have moved up both those cars into the top 5.
Jimmy Poots has found his way back in a second. Jean-Paul Henry's back in the front of the field.
And in 6th place, Woo Bye Bally. Big Daddy Thibodeau has been dropping. And we're going to keep an eye right now on Jimmy Poots.
We got smoke up ahead. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I do not know what happened there.
Well, I saw Elmer Twist is on pit road right now.
Oh,
that might have been from him. Looks like we're not going to have a yellow flag right now, so it looks like we're still going green flag racing.
Yep, tough break for Slap Mart. I guess it's not where Mexico shops.
Not in Mexico. And Jean-Paul Henry passing Giacomo, putting him a lap down. Paul Alcohol may not have that number 4 car to help out. And we are seeing Jimmy Poots. Jimmy Poots.
Oh, man. This is going to be one flatulent victory here. It is getting down to the nitty-gritty. This restart has bunched up this whole field. It could be anybody's race.
That is the beauty of this track, Darlington itself. Jimmy Poots holding on to second place. Let's keep an eye on our race leader. There are 2 lap-down cars between 3rd and 1st. Paul Alcohol is right behind B.D. Joseph, who's looking to make some crazy money, but he won't be eating any free pizza. He'll have to make his crazy money and use that to buy his own pizza, and it won't be free. Joe John Winchester has worked his way up to 4th place in all the chaos of the pit stops and the caution and all the wrecks. And it looks like Paul Alcohol is going to work his way into 2nd place.
Oh, this is going to be a big day for Paul Alcohol.
Even if he doesn't win it, he is going to extend his lead on this field.
This is huge. This could be a defining moment in the championship right here.
Now, Lloyd, I hate to even express an idea like this, but Paul Alcohol and that 35 team knows there are 4 races to go, and you've got a substantial lead on 2nd and below. You don't want to say he's going to be racing defensively, but just keeping all the tires on the track, keeping the car together, and not racing for the win, but just racing to not wreck. And that's Giacomo going into the wall, getting himself a nice Darlington Strapo.
Oh goodness, yeah, that's that. He
just went right down the track too.
Oh goodness, he is grinding on that.
We're keeping an eye on Giacomo. He just took a nosedive down the track. We gotta watch to see, make sure he doesn't get into anybody else.
Yeah, but that's going to be huge for the psyche Paul Alcohol, because he's just seen his teammate get so out of shape here that he pancaked the right side of that car.
He did. We're going to have to see what's going on in that car. Where is he coming around? He's got a nice bit of damage. Good strap for him.
Oh, that was a perfect El Street Pedero Darlington.
And he's going to slide in behind Ricky Walton, sitting in 7th place. Good run for Ricky Walton, back up to where he qualified. And let's look at 5th place right now. That's Woo Ba Bali, who might be going actually down to, it might be down to 7th. Coming around, he's racing for 6th right now with Ricky Walton.
Yeah, but he is all about running from last to first, but he has ended up on that high line here. He may have the heart of a champion and the dick of a lion, but he is going to have no grip up there on that top groove.
That is true, but he don't care. I feel like Woo Ba Bala, if you ever see his fire suit, they have his classic catchphrase on the back of it, "We ain't pitting." I mean, they do pit, but, it's just nicer to say, "We ain't pitting." That is Daddy
true.
Thibodeau in 5th place. That's Reverend Pastor Chavez. He's a lap down. Joe John Winchester in 4th. Again, proving his dad wrong.
That's a real shame for Reverend Pastor Chavez because he's been stealthily working his way up into contention. This may be a critical blow for this title.
He is 4th place in the points. He's going to take a nosedive, especially with all these points, all these top 10 points racers riding in top positions.
Get Winchester. He goes to 3rd. He's got to line up Paul Alcohol in his sights here.
He does. We are watching Joe John Winchester. Got to get a little bit of ground to gain on Paul Alcohol, and that's who he wants to look at. Because again, ain't gonna help you if the guy ahead of you in the points is gonna finish you ahead of you in the race. You gotta at least reel him in somehow, and you gotta wonder, will Joe John Winchester try to maybe wreck Paul Alcohol?
Oh, that's the thing here, and of course, it gets the feeling like you get these two front runners. You get Alcohol and you get Jean-Paul Henry up together, and it just doesn't mix very well.
No, you don't. Alcohol and Henry. And you got some guns in the Just Guns car.
It's going to be a firecracker and a French tunnel right here. I tell you what.
That it is.
We got 8 laps to go.
We've got some space opening up. We're looking at Jean-Paul Henry. He's got BD Joseph right behind him, and he's gaining almost a second on Paul Alcohol. So this has been, again, a credit to Jean-Paul Henry, who has just held on to his lead. He lost it when he had a take a green flag pit stop. Out came the caution right after, and I guess that didn't really hurt too many people too much. He was able to slide right back in, get his lead back, and has just been pulling away from this field. And he's chasing down Stumpy Lane, Paul Walker in that Boxawine number 2 Chevy, and Fat Darrell.
Oh man, he sees that free pizza in his sights, but he can practically taste it from here. But before he can get his hands on the first slice, he's just got to make it around for 6 more laps here.
We are 7 to go in this race. We are on lap number 6 to 8 of this 7 and 4 lap race. We're watching Jean-Paul Henry pull away just under a second of a lead over Paul Alcohol, which I think that lap traffic might have just reeled Paul Alcohol in. We're going to see these intervals when we come up to lap number 69.
Bonito.
And we are seeing Paul Alcohol has closed this gap. He is only a quarter of a second off the lead from Jean-Paul Henry, and they have left Joe John Winchester and Jimmy Poots over a second down with a lot of lap traffic in the way.
Oh, I told you this was going to get good.
And here comes Paul Alcohol. He is looking to get past that lap down car of BD Joseph. He has just maybe pushed him up the line a little bit. Slots back behind him.
Here we go.
Here we go. We got 5 to go.
We are on lap 70, I believe it is.
Correct, 70 Sports.
That's perfect. Yeah, I don't think I get them. I don't think I get them on my Comcast.
No, I don't think so either. I think they've been dead for a long time, actually. I think they closed up shop. They closed up shop about a decade ago, and then still fucking charged me for about 6 months after they closed up shop. Those sons of bitches. Those drunken potato humping Irish sons of bitches.
That's right. You tell them.
I will sunburn the fuck out of them. That's a shoot, by the way. I had a subscription to a thing that gave me that channel, and they kept charging me 6 months after the dang channel went off the air.
Oh, that is wonderful. But
that is for real. That is a goddamn shoot, by the way.
You know what is not going to be charged? Free pizza from Papa Pizza once.
And here we go.
To go.
Papa Juan will be happy to see with 3 laps to go. It is Jean-Paul Henry. Paul Alcohol under 0.3 of a second behind him and is chasing him down. Paul Walker is a lap down, or is about to be put a lap down.
John Winchester is coming. I tell you, we got the mejor ingredientes for a mejor pizza here in these final 3 laps.
Here is the big thing right now. We are watching. Let's watch this right now. Jean-Paul Henry looking to get past Paul Walker in that number 2 box of wine car. Jeff Gordon, the horse, I've been told, is being moved up to 6th place. Hell of a run for the horse.
Oh my goodness, he is coming on strong.
Here we go, 2 to go. 2 to go.
We may be cashing in on a superfecta here, baby. These cars
we are seeing these cars come around. And are they going to both together get past Paul Walker? I don't know. Paul Walker may be a son of a bitch and say, no, you got to get past me. You got to work for it. Paul Alcohol is looking for it.
Well, looking for it. Let's just do it and be legends, man. Let's just do it and be legends. 1 lap to go.
Here we go. We are seeing the white flag. Jean-Paul Henry has a 1/10 of a second lead over Paul Alcohol, who is right on his tail. On his tail here at La Muchacha de Negra.
We're going to get a photo finish here. Jean-Paul Henry's just got to drive defensive. He's got to weave all the way to the other side of the track if he has to keep Paul Alcohol.
He's gaining a little bit of ground. Paul Alcohol a little bit off the groove. I don't know if he's got enough speed to come around on this final turn. It looks like it might be. It looks like it's going to be Jean-Paul Henry. Viva la France! In Mexico, Jean-Paul Henry is going to get some free pizza and win this goddamn auto race. Paul Alcohol in 2nd place. John Winchester in 3rd. A big gap. And then we see Blind Bob McGee in 4th.
Where did he come from?
Jeff Gordon, I don't even think he knows. He's blind as shit. Jeff Gordon, the horse, in 5th place. Ricky Walton in 6th. Woo Bob Bala, another top 10 finish for that car. 7th place for him. 12th, the number 12 car, Rusty Arcana in 8th. Bowie Jessup, 9th place finish. And Jeff Shanice comes back for a top 10 finish. Amazing, amazing driving. And we can hear on the race radio how excited they are. He's going to be pulling into the pits in a second. And we're going to go ahead.
Where to go, Johnny boy?
We're going to go ahead, and what an amazing race we had here, Lord. Amazing. And we saw how unpredictable El Darlington, the cheaper Mexican facsimile, is, and how similar it is to the real Darlington. But we got a great race out of this. We got an unpredictable race out of it.
Oh, it was just one of the best races that we had seen all year. And of course, I'm treacherously making my way down here to victory lane.
Have the pizzas been delivered yet? Have the pizzas been delivered, Lord?
Yes, the pizzas are hot and ready.
They are hot and ready indeed. Hot and ready.
Oh, and I understand that is not Papacito Juan's slogan. I understand that belongs to Pequeño Caesar's.
Pequeño Cesaro?
Yeah. Man, he that's a strong dude, man. I like watching him on TV every Monday night. But folks, we got ourselves a winner of this race here. It is Mr. Jean-Paul Henry. John, you had all the work cut out for you. You rocketed your way up to the front of the field. You had all the pressure on that restart. Tell us what that was like, taking that restart with 22 laps to go.
It was unbelievable. As we understand, I understand we have the free pizza.
Yes, indeed we do. Jean-Paul Henry, we got some free pizza from Papacito Juan's here. Enjoy yourself a slice.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Now, Jean-Paul, you had a great race there with Paul Alcohol at the end. Tell us what it was like there in those last few laps.
I knew that I could hold him off. We had the best guy all day. Is that that's a hair in the cheese. That gives it a little bit of spice. Yes, it was a good race. We had a great car. Thanks to everybody at La Gerbe Bones. This is a bone in the crust. This is an actual. This is like a beef or a chicken bone that's baked right into the crust. And this appears to be a soda cap. It's not a plastic cap. It is I know that pizza is very delicious here. I believe that Chip's got some questions for our winner of the race.
Yeah. Jean Paul, you've been running good all season. Really, this has been the first win. How do you just keep focused mentally to not have to again? It took you 17 races this season to finally get that win. You've been running so close so many times.
Well, it was like we were running with tunnel vision all the season long, but finally we just we found our pillars to success, and we executed our race perfectly. This, as I understand, this pepperoni it is a little cold.
It's frozen, by the way. They basically just opened up a hot pocket on top of that, and just poured it on.
Ooh, buddy, the hot pockets is delicious.
Well, there you have it. Jean-Paul Henry, by the way, this will be the 9th top 10 finish for that number 40 team. You got to be happy with that, especially now that you can finally say you've made it to victory lane.
This is good, and it gives us lots of momentum going into 2018, where we can renew our championship hopes here.
Yep, Jean-Paul, I can tell you right now, when the points have been recalculated, you have moved from 5th place up to 3rd place, and you are only 2 points shy of 2nd place. I mean, there's only so much you can do with Paul Alcohol, our points leader, making it all the way and finishing right behind you. I mean, he's a tough competitor, but you got to be happy with that performance.
We are going to give it everything. We are going to give it like the world is chasing us from behind, with lots of cameras and lots of media attention. We're going to give it all in the next 3 races. I can promise you that.
Well, thank you very much, Jean-Paul. We appreciate you joining us here in Victory Lane. Enjoy that free pizza and all of its myriad of toppings that, we just don't really know what the hell they are anyway. But nonetheless, thank you, Jean-Paul. Lord, it's been a hell of a race.
Now, you are sure you did not have to actually make me drive to get this pizza? As I understand it, you're positive that this is just for the winner, right?
To my knowledge, it is. I mean, it's your prerogative if you want to share it. But that is all yours.
Who is taking us a pizza? Who the fuck is? There you have it here, Jean-Paul Henry, folks. Man, I tell you what.
Did I just see Harry Gunt and Fat Daryl just wander into his pit lane?
Yeah, very slowly and very, very long-windedly, but yes, they did.
I think they also led the horse, so the horse might be grazing on most of that free pizza right now. That might be interesting for a fight to be breaking out. We'll keep an eye on that if that happens, but Lord, what a hell of a race we had. I mean, that is how, as a points leader like Paul Alcohol, you protect your lead. He gave it his all. I don't think that team's going to be upset with a second-place finish whatsoever.
And I could tell you they weren't racing just to get points. They were racing for the win. They came up just short, but that is the attitude of a champion.
No doubt about that. I understand they were still celebrating. They are not at all upset by a second place position. Again, you want to race to win, but again, you got to think big picture, and the big picture is, of course, bathhouse gyms, bathtub gin in the victory lane at the end of the season. They've already got 2 big wins this season. That's a second place finish. And I think we can go ahead and let y'all know that we've got updated standings. Do you want to know our top 10?
Yes, let's count it down.
All right, starting in 10th place, he has moved up from 14th. With a hell of a finish today. It is the number 32 car Temecula Dirt sponsored Ricky Walton.
Yeah.
Dropping down, moving up one spot from 10th to 9th is Jeff Shanice in that number 38 Jeff's Chinese Chevy Prism.
What a wonderful comeback from Jeff's Chinese.
Especially after having to take an unscheduled pit stop. Just enough chaos allowed him to get right back and have a top 10 finish tonight. Great racing for that team. You know, they're going to be happy with that one. They haven't gotten their win. That they've been so close for getting that win so many times. But this has been a great season for them. I think they're really going to hang their hat on that, especially if they can finish in the top 10 in the points. Staying in number 8 in 8th place is Mr. Naga's most glorious driver in that Toyota Yaris number 10, sponsored by Kumite. They are 216 points off the leader. In 7th place, unmoved as well, Woo Ba Bali in the number 103 Hugger Oranges Pontiac Bonneville.
Escribir la petición. I believe that's what Beaumont sent to me.
I believe so. 172 points off the leader on that one.
Nope, he's just sending me screenshots of his fantasy football team.
Okay. But I believe his fantasy football team name this week is Sign the Petition.
Oh, yes, that is
He
true.
named them Sign the Petition, so I think you just got to look for that one. In 6th place is Reverend Pastor Chavez, dropping 2 spots in that number 33 Christ Punch Dodge Stratus.
But what a turnaround he's had towards the end of this season.
Yeah, it really has. I just really been moving up in the standings as we go. He had a poor performance today, but again, holds on to that top 10 in the points. He's out in 6th place. But again, that's because so many of the top names did so well today. In 5th place, moving up one spot, Richard Blood in that number 41 Plasma Train Ford Pinto. He's 146 points off the lead.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
In 4th place, dropping a spot actually, is Bowie Jessup in that number 22 HCL Dodge Stratus. He's 113 points off the lead. We mentioned it already. Jean-Paul Henry has moved up from 5th to 3rd place. That's how Bowie Jessup dropped down a spot. Jean-Paul Henry is now in 3rd place in that number 40 Ludger Beer Bomb Chevy Prism. That is our winner to date. He is in 3rd place, only 2 points behind 2nd place. Joe John Winchester finishing 3rd today. He's in 2nd, 72 points off the lead. He's actually only, trying to do the math here. Carry the 1 and the...
math is just a subjective opinion. I don't think that's something the Lord would approve of.
I think he actually lost 5 points off the leader, who of course is now 72 points ahead of 2nd place. Your leader in the points right now is Paul Alcohol in the number 35 Bathhouse Gyms Bathtub Gin Ford Pinto. So a pair of Fords at 1 and 2. And, of course, another thing to talk about is that, again, we're talking about those loosely aligned racing teams, Bowie Jessup and Reverend Pastor Chavez, that pair of Dodges are...
they're really making a strong push towards the end of the season.
They really are. We talk about Giacomo and Paul Alcohol having that alignment in those pair of Fords. But, again, two teams in the top 10 of points, Bowie Jessup and Reverend Pastor Chavez, both of them. Actually, I gotta say, all 4 of those drivers have had wins all season, and I'm getting reports. By the way, there's been some horrible, bloody fighting going on in the infield for the free pizza. About half of the drivers are all fighting each other. The other half are fighting the fans in the infield who just had their own free pizza because that's what they've been given. They just discovered they got free pizza just by showing up, and they're kind of thinking, "What in the hell we just raced this whole dang thing for?"
Oh, goodness, I knew it was going to happen. That's why we didn't tell them in advance here.
Not at
all. I think it just makes the show better that way, honestly.
I think you're right. I think you are absolutely right. Well, nonetheless, it has been one heck of a race here today. I got to say, it's been so great.
It's estoy bueno, as the locals say around here.
Se bueno on that one, and nonetheless, it has been a great goddamn auto race. We'd like to thank y'all for joining us here tonight. We gotta go to the Rex. We gotta go for the Rex here. That's the reason we're all here, ain't it?
Yes, that's indeed. That's why we're here. It's for the wrecking.
So let's go ahead and bring up our highlights, by which we mean the Rex. And give me a second here. I got lap number 49 to bring up, featuring potentially Cotton Stuff Body, we think. Let's pause that. Let's pause that right there. Cotton Stuff Body, I think, was on lap. I got 2 of them. I got lap 49 and I got lap 56. And I ain't sure what happened on either of them. That's basically right before and right after the cautions. So we're going to see, because we said we saw some smoke coming by the taxidermy wow car, which is, of course, is driven by Cotton Stuff Bite It, who we are keeping an eye on right now.
Let's break it down here.
We're going to see what in the world's happening here. Let's keep an eye on this. Looks like they were already on... They were already on the... Caution's already out at this point, so we're going to go ahead and rewind this just a bit to see what in the world happened. You said you saw a lot of smoke, and then we saw the 17 car right around that same spot. So I'm really curious as to what in the world happened that brought us to this point. So it looks like the caution is already out right now. We're going to go ahead and bring that back up in a second.
We're going to hit it to it here soon. I pretty much don't get to it.
Okay, we're going to go back to flap. This is lap 4 to 6 right now. And we're seeing some green flag racing. I saw on lap 47, Cotton Stuff Bite is in the pits, and I'm not sure what in the world happened here. So let's keep an eye and see what happens. So something brought him into the pits, and that is Reverend Pastor Chavez, very close on him right there. Did maybe just get a little loose off that draft. He is really up there. Oh, got into him. That's what happened. Oh, he just got turned out of the way.
Oh, golly. That is some dumb-ass driving.
He got turned by... That's what happened. He got turned right there.
I think they hit the lights. I think they hit the lights.
Oh, whoops. My bad. We just... sorry, we had that problem there. We're going to watch this again. So what you're seeing right now is Blind Bob McGee's cam. Look at that right there. That is Reverend Pastor Chavez just getting into the back. Cotton Stuff Bite It.
Damn it, Linwood.
And a whole bunch of cars just coming through there.
Just dumped him.
He did just dump him. That's basically what happened there. A lot of cars coming in for green flag pit stops. I think at that point was when we saw the pace car coming out. Yep, and that's when they called the caution. Let's go ahead and scroll on through and make sure nobody else was in a wreck right there. Because I'm pretty sure that was basically what caused it. So that's what brought out the caution. We're going to go ahead and... I really need to make one graphic for that so I don't have to pull up 3 things at once. But nonetheless, find out what happened to Elmer Twist in that Slap Mart car. We saw something going on with him. Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. Absolutely. Well, that was quick. And here we go. So this is the restart, basically. Elmer Twist getting into it. Oh, Rusty Arcana basically got into him and put him right into the wall. We're going to go ahead and rewind that again. We're going to watch from Rusty Arcana's point of view here. Gets into the back of him, sends him into the wall. Rusty Arcana may have been worse for wear on that one. And that somehow did not bring out a caution.
Oh, goodness.
But it definitely caused some issues for Elmer Twist's car. He had to retire from that one. And Rusty Arcana somehow got that thing fixed and finished in 8th place. I don't know how in the world he did that.
Just a
I'm not seeing a lot of damage on that car either.
Crafty man just like his old man.
I guess so. His old man Avery Texarkana, of course, the warden of a very famous prison that sponsors his son's car and that racing team, the LOA team. But nonetheless, well, that is basically it.
Oh, we got some carnage. We got some great racing, and most importantly, we got some free pizza.
We absolutely did. We'd like to thank all y'all for joining us here. It has been a goddamn auto race. We hope you enjoy it. Coming up next, race number 18. It is getting really close. Lloyd, it means that these drivers have to race their finest, do they not?
That indeed they do. This ain't just any race coming up. It's 3 laps to go.
And 3 races to go. And that's the thing. When they have to race their best, why don't we put them on a figure 8 track?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're going to go, it's another short track figure 8. It's going to look a lot like our first figure 8. Breaking the fourth wall, turns out the other figure 8 track we were scoping out had an overpass like some pansies.
What kind of bullshit is that?
We don't need none of that overpass. We want to pass. We want people to pass over and pass on. So we're going to go for figure 8 racing. Not sure when that's going to happen. Might be after the holiday this week. Maybe Wednesday night. Not entirely certain. We'll let you know. It might be next weekend. But we're going to let these drivers rest up, get themselves healthy, so they can hurt the hell out of themselves on a figure 8 track. And then after that, we got 2 more races to go, and we crown our first ever Diddler Cup champion. And it has been a goddamn auto race. Lightning Lloyd, thank you for joining me. And it's been a hell of a race today. Great race. I was so happy to see Darlington deliver up to its cheaper Mexican reputation.
Absolutely did. And speaking of cheaper Mexican reputation, you think we still got time to head on up to Tijuana before the next race?
Oh, I damn sure hope so. I'm riding me a mechanical bull. Woo-hoo!
Woo-hoo! Me too, buddy.
We're going to get so much gastrointestinal problems, but I don't give a shit.
Me either.
All right, let's head to Tijuana. Everybody listening, we'll see you in TJ. We're heading there right now. It has been a goddamn auto race. And have fun crossing the border. We're heading to TJ. We'll see you next time on the Diddler Cup.
Last one there's a damn idiot.
First one there is 2.